Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to everybody around the world. Already, so we got about 100 people tuned in on YouTube and Twitter. So thank you guys so much for joining. My name is Larry, head of ecosystem here at IoTeX, and welcome to our bi-weekly ecosystem spotlight, where we connect the people that are building the future on IoTeX with the IoTeX community. You know, we do these sessions just to bridge the gap between everything that's going on in IoTeX, right? From DeFi to GameFi to MachineFi, to ambassador programs, everything about the ecosystem we're trying to just highlight and give you guys more of an understanding about how you guys can get involved in IoTeX. So today we have a really special program. You know, we're gonna be having guest presentations, guest interviews with RelayChain, Pocket Network, and Parrot DeFi, all doing some very cool and interesting things on the IoTeX network. And we'll also have a meet and greet with our new community architect, Dan, who is kind of constructing the community in a path towards a community DAO. So Dan brings a lot of expertise in tokenomics design, community design, and we'll have a chance to chat with him more. But just to kick things off, you know, what a week it's been. It's one of those weeks that makes you scratch your head and think, you know, is life real in a way? But all these exciting things, you know, outside of the price, we just seen our website traffic grow immensely, see the number of IOPay downloads grow immensely as well. And just the awareness of IoTeX is definitely at an all-time high, similar to the prices of this week, right? So it's a great time to welcome all these new members of the ecosystem and of the IoTeX network. For those that are with us for a while, you know, congrats on, you know, this next milestone of the IoTeX project. And for those that are just joining the IoTeX ecosystem, welcome as well. You know, it's really great to have you. So, you know, last week we introduced something that was very large for IoTeX, right? It kind of paints the future of what is going to be happening on the IoTeX network in the coming months, and that is MachineFi, right? MachineFi is a brand new concept by IoTeX, and it's really about how do we take back control of these these billions of machines out there that are generating data and value. How do we return the ownership of those machines back to the people? And how do we use blockchain and IoT to not only control our machines, but also control the data and value that comes from our machines, right? So MachineFi is really the next vision for IoTeX, connecting the real world to the metaverse. And you know, just to share some of the narrative around this, right? In the future, machines are going to be the primary workforce. Who's going to own them? You know, today centralized corporations are really the gatekeepers and sole beneficiaries of this trillion-dollar technology revolution. And of course, we think it's time for change. So in 4 days, and just about 5 days, we're going to be announcing kind of the bigger picture vision for what MachineFi really encapsulates. And we've been here at this kind of hacker house in Silicon Valley with the entire team this week, really preparing a lot of the materials and the goods for MachineFi. We really can't wait to share the start of this new chapter of IoTeX. So make sure to go to machinefi.com and subscribe here with your email to get notified. So, you know, with that, we don't want to ruin any surprises. So I'm gonna shut up from here. But we're gonna welcome Dan on now. You know, Dan just recently joined IoTeX probably a few weeks ago, and is really already adding a lot of great value as far as the architecture of the community, right? As we think about community from an international perspective, you know, over 100 countries of people that really want to contribute, just laying some structure and groundwork for how people can contribute, whether you're a content creator, whether you are a country leader, whether you are a moderator for any of our social channels, and really bringing that concept and turning it into a DAO in the future. So with that, I'm going to welcome Dan. Hey, Dan, how's it going?
Pretty good. It's big dark down here in Barcelona. And in Barcelona right now, I had
Awesome.
a hack that I just discovered. I had two phones with the flashlights, so that's how you
That's
can
what
see me.
it's
Yeah.
the natural lighting. It looks great. You look great there. So, you know, you just joined IoTeX. We just want to give a short introduction about your background and what you've done in crypto.
Yeah. Well, I've been in crypto for a while now, and I've mined it a little bit, burned learn a computer back in 2013.
I think your audio might be a little off, Dan. Yeah, we can hear you better.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm one of those guys that mined Bitcoin in like the early days and lost his private keys. That happens. But really, after investing for a little bit here and there, I made the choice of starting an augmented reality company back in 2014. Very, very early for the metaverse. And, it might have been a better choice to start with blockchain, but well, that happened. Eventually, I had an exit and things started to shake up. And just really got into the blockchain space in 2017. Was just taking care of the crowdfunding crypto platform across grassroots organizations mostly and NGOs in Latin America and emerging markets. And after that, there was no going back. Just really jumping into the whole thing, diving deeper. Yeah, not only my toes, but completely into the blockchain space, and have been here since 2017, like completely committed. Besides blockchain, I've been either working, business development or building communities from grassroots across like a social impact space, and just as well in tech, just a little bit.
That's awesome. Yeah, you come from a very broad background, right? Coming from Venezuela and working at a lot of different organizations along the way. Tell us a little bit about the community building you've done in the past.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Larry, I couldn't hear you. Could you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just saying, you come from a very storied background in crypto, right? All the way since, the early 2010s. Tell us a little bit about the community building efforts you've done and how you have seen kind of the community building methodology change over time.
Well, at first, community is something very important across the whole exponential technology space. I mean, you talk about building for abundance and instead of building for scarcity. The abundance that we had in people that may tap into the shared dream that you had, the shared vision of what we're going to build and how we can build it together. So, we are all in a sense in a quest of belonging and finding these kinds of communities and these kinds of companies that are opening up their vision, so people can actually collaborate and co-create and do some. There's something beautiful in DAOs right now happening, that there is a lot of conversation around participatory sense making. So this idea of getting the community into even reframing, the vision and where we're going together. But it's all around that, basically sharing a story and sharing a right a path forward.
Absolutely. It's really about, as IoTeX takes this next leap into the next chapter, it's really about opening it up to the community as well, right? Yeah. Admittedly, we've been sprinting for the past 3 years. A lot of the activity has been really focused on the core team, but this is really our chance to, open it up. And, just as Marcelo says here, we have a new ambassador program to really bring in the community into the fold, right? So this is something that, is going to be very, very impactful for the future of IoTeX. Talk to us a little bit about your vision for the ambassador program and how this kind of path to a DAO really looks like.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because at first, many of the global companies working the approach to community are basically, chapter-based communities, opening up slowly, having local ambassadors. This is a first step, but this is basically a long dance. This is a commitment to the future. So we are gonna integrate first core ambassadors, and we're going to build from there local communities, not only in terms of the physical world, but just as well participating and being very active across, of course, the metaverse and so many other spaces, bridging to other communities and to local spaces and what's going on in different cities and different countries and local regions. From the fact that, we had to localize a lot of the the mechanics and the things that are happening and how we actually use IoTeX as a catalyzer, for all this beautiful world of abundance that we're creating together. So starting with the ambassador program, moving towards this idea of participatory sense making, moving towards opening up, further opening up the governance, and as many DAOs are doing, like opening up maybe the prioritization of the development of the things that we're doing from of course, the technical perspective, but just as well the cultural perspective, because this is basically a way of future-proofing the vision of IoTeX.
Absolutely. I love the way you put that, future-proofing the vision. And that's really about, once you have the solid community and you have the solid participation from all parts of the ecosystem, from the builders, the users, the service providers, the team, to the delegates, all in unison, then it's an unstoppable force, right? So yeah, we really encourage everyone to take a look at the ambassador program. We have several different roles that we're looking for, including international growth leads, helping to bring IoTeX into different countries, content creators, moderators, developers in residence, governance managers, and everything in between, right? We're going to be running some very intensive training programs to tell you, if you are interested in being a content creator but don't really have the experience or want to be a moderator and want to support, we're going to have these training programs with the core team members, Dan, Art, myself, Jing, etc., to really get you guys up to speed, and so we can all work as a team, right? And it's not too late to apply. Just check out iotex.io/blog/ambassador program, and you can apply by filling out this form here. But yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting to see all these new kind of members really contributing what they're good at, right? We want to make sure people can do the things that they love and do the things that they're good at, and make that possible. So how does this all turn into a DAO eventually, Dan? You've done a lot of work with DAOs, understanding the incentives that are required to run things in an autonomous fashion. How do you think that impacts the IoTeX community?
Well, there's a couple of things. First, we have to understand that this program isn't static. This is something that the first wave of ambassadors that join us will help us upgrade over time. So this is in a dynamic fashion. We can, of course, gather around these learning paths and support each other, building the knowledge bases to be, the best moderators in the DAO space, in the Web3 space, in the blockchain space in general. So we can, it's being part of the journey together. So this will be a space to learn and, be part of the community, really touch base with other people that had the same intentions of, growing up in the across this beautiful technology. That is one thing. And the other thing is towards building the progressive decentralization. The core thing is in any living system, and DAOs, understanding DAOs as living system for me, is the way. So you had a membrane and you had all the components of what make the living system. And basically the membrane is there to allow what comes in and goes out and retain the identity. So the identity that we hold, that's holding together IoTeX and that we future-proof and we take forward, is something that we are inviting you guys to build with us. So that's those are the first steps. From here, of course, moving towards new governance decisions, first at the protocol level, and then towards the community level, and expanding towards these small groups can become working groups and can, grow and even permeate all across the IoTeX ecosystem, and maybe, of course, other parts of the Web3 ecosystem, because we're very much interoperable, and this knowledge can benefit the whole space.
Absolutely. Very well put. I think so much to look forward to, especially once we start to get this ambassador program rolling. So again, not too late to apply. Check out the link below, iotex.io/blog/ambassador program. And we have some structured roles again, but anything that you guys want to contribute, we're really trying to open it up, work with Dan and the rest of the team to really grow the community in a sustainable, organic, long-lasting, interoperable, other adjectives fashion, right? So, with that, Dan, thank you so much. We'll be hearing a lot more from you in the future, but appreciate you taking the time and glad to intro you to the community here today.
Sure will. Thanks, Larry.
Awesome. See you later now. Awesome. So yeah, just to recap, right? We have this amazing ambassador program set up, already 1,000+ applications, right? For those that have applied, you'll be receiving an email later today about the next steps. We'll be having a kickoff call probably in a week or so. And just to intro you to the rest of the team, we're going to have the co-founders there. It's really a chance for you guys to work alongside us, right? It's not necessarily hey, go out and do a bunch of tasks and we'll pay you some random tokens. It's really about how do we work together to, create long-lasting, sustainable programs that can stand the test of time, right? So with that, that's kind of our community segment for today. I want to jump into the ecosystem spotlight with our first project, RelayChain. And from RelayChain, I have Edmund here with us today. How's it going, Edmund? Good to see you.
Hey, Larry, how's it going?
Doing great. So RelayChain is a partnership that we announced just about a week and a half ago, I believe. You guys are a multi-chain bridge network, but doing so much more than that. So, throughout this call, really just want to dive in to all the things that RelayChain is about. But would love to start with having a short intro from your side and sharing a little bit more about what you do at Relay and what Relay is.
So yeah, absolutely. So what do I do at Relay? Oh, good question. We joke that everybody at Relay does everything, which I'm sure you're well aware of at IoTeX, as well as that it's very much of we all try and chip in anywhere we can. So I think I'm part-time project manager, part-time dev, part-time QA, part-time marketing, you name it. But that's a little bit of I guess what I do there in terms of what is Relay. It is the cross-chain bridge to all ecosystems. We are trying to be one of the fastest, best, safest, one of the most safe and secure bridges out there. I see. Thankfully, you have us up on screen, which helps kind of say we're actually getting a brand new website. Probably early next week, I think Monday or Tuesday. So this website that you're seeing is even out of date. So we connect IoTeX, we connect to Ethereum, Avalanche, Smart Chain, Hecko, Polygon, Moonriver, Phantom, Shiden, Harmony, Kronos. The idea being that all these ecosystems in our ever exploding world of blockchain, it changes every week. I feel like a new protocol or a new project is mainnetting and is bringing all kinds of massive value to the broader ecosystem. So when you look at IoTeX, right, just the nerd hat in me loves that it's how many blockchains just exist and how many are actually trying to do like real world integrations. So when you look at obviously the UCAM and you look at the Pebble and just things that are like, again, having been in this space and having been in tech my whole life, it's just, you see like this is the power of blockchain. Right. So that gets us really, really excited in terms of, being able to connect an ecosystem to all the other ecosystems that is pushing very hard to make the real world and the promises of blockchain possible.
I love the way you put it. The multi-chain future is here. It's really funny that even a year ago, this wasn't really a thing, right? Very tribal, very isolated, lonely islands of blockchains and things like that. But the multi-chain future is here. Bridges are here to connect tokens today. But, we had great discussions as we got to know each other through our projects about the opportunities in data interoperability as well across these blockchains, right? Wormhole for Solana has proven that data interoperability is going to be enabling a lot of use cases that we haven't even thought about before. But walk us through a little bit about the functionalities of Relay. I see some great stats here: over 35 million in TVL, 10,000 plus transactions, and you can see that IoTeX. We've had our legacy bridge IoTube for a while that connects to Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Polygon. But with RelayChain, now we have the opportunity to connect to all those that impressive spiel of blockchains that you listed off in rapid succession there. Avalanche, Hecko, Moonriver, which is Polygon, Phantom, Shiden, which is Polygon again, Harmony, Kronos, which is Crypto.com. So all of these new chains, all of these new opportunities, maybe, walk us through some of the functionality that we're seeing on the screen here.
Yeah, absolutely. So just quickly, so Moonriver and Shiden would actually be the Polkadot ecosystem.
Oh, sorry,
so
not Polkadot. Polkadot.
Absolutely. No, I do the same thing. Don't you worry.
The other POL, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's about connecting, again, ecosystems. It's about putting your portfolio kind of in one place. What we've learned is that, all these chains have great projects that want to go cross-chain for any number of reasons, and they all have these gas tokens too that are high in demand. So you have traders from Avalanche that want to travel with their AVAX or their USDCE or USDTE, and all these, there's stable coins. You have obviously the Matic token, BNB token, the IoTeX token. Like, these tokens want to live wherever they, traders want to take all of those buckets of tokens and move them to ecosystems. They tend not to want to spread their portfolio. They like it in one place. As well as they kind of go and find the farms and the yield opportunities that are most appealing to them. So anytime a new ecosystem tends to start mainnetting and going live, they tend to have a pretty big, ecosystem and rewards push to help attract TVL and some of those other, things that are very appealing for these new ecosystems. So, that's what Relay ultimately enables, is the ability to bring those assets in, help grow TVL in these new and fledgling and growing ecosystems. If you talk towards the actual Relay model, you'll see that our TVL that we had listed it fluctuates, because what that actually is assets on bridge, which are largely a lot of gas tokens. So as the value of IoTeX changes, the value of Avalanche changes, it's going to go up and down accordingly. In a similar vein, that's going to be the same idea with the transaction fees. We charge a small fee. We charge roughly about $10. It fluctuates. We set the fees every morning per bridge, and then a 0.02% fee for the transfer. On most of our transfers, about 97% of them or so are completed in under a couple of minutes. We've put a tremendous amount of time and effort into, especially with the newer ecosystems. There's stuck transactions are kind of like the bridging, right? Bridging's scary. You're going to send your assets from one chain to another, and you're like, it's sitting there, and you're like, did I get it? Did I get it? And, did my tokens arrive? And it's always that stressful thing, whether it's the official Avalanche bridge or the Polygon bridge or the IoTube. You're just sitting there waiting and waiting. So being accurate is key. And then more importantly, when the RPCs are a little choked up or the network's a little congested, being able to retry those transactions and ensure that your asset gets to where it was going in a timely fashion is critical. So that's, something we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort in, is building out that infrastructure to, ensure a smooth bridging experience, which is critical to helping flow TVL into ecosystems. So that's going to be a big push from our end over the coming weeks and months as we continue to work inside the IoTeX ecosystem, is how do we best help bridge assets and demand, from these other demand ecosystems directly into the builders and creators of the IoTeX ecosystem.
Absolutely. I think just the new assets that are coming to IoTeX through RelayChain alone are very, very exciting. What do you see as the reason for a lot of the transfers of bridges? There's a lot of people searching for yield, testing out different networks. How would you summarize kind of the cross-chain activities of today?
Yeah, so great questions. I'd say the primary, right, and this is where IoTeX is in a unique position, right? You have a huge blockchain that's growing and is very real world focused, and is starting to kind of get your roots and your heels dug into the DeFi aspects as well. So number one is yield, of course, right? New ecosystem launches. People, you just have techies and whatnot, blockchain enthusiasts that just want to test out the new ecosystems. So they're going to bridge over there. Then you take, a DEX like Mimo Swap or similar, that's going to, have farms and other offerings, and people are going to try and ape into those farms and take advantage of those yields. And then arbitrage. That's going to be a huge bridging aspect, is as assets live across 10 different chains, the little pricing differences across all those chains are profitability opportunities.
Absolutely.
And so
it's also really interesting to see that a lot of these new projects that are approaching IoTeX, some of them have already launched on other chains. And in that sense, it's important to bridge their tokens over to other networks, to whether it's to, seek utility or seek yield. But a lot of the new projects that are launching is really fascinating to me. Like these launch strategies didn't exist even a few months ago. They're launching their entire total token supply across multiple blockchains.
Yeah.
So interoperable and multi-chain by design from the get-go, right?
Yep.
So it's really interesting to see that. And, having bridges that are connected to all of these is very, very fascinating. So what do you think of that? What are the opportunities really with these multi-chain launch strategies?
Well, one, I mean, that's if I would not be doing my job if I don't tout Relay as being why we think we're unique. Because, for example, if you want to launch on multi-chain, we deploy your token and it's available on all the other chains instantaneously. We kind of just set a flag that says this token can be ported over here to make sure you don't land in an ecosystem that we know liquidity doesn't exist. But it's becoming a no-brainer because each ecosystem does different things. So I think tokens that tend to exist in one place, it's becoming less normal. And again, it can be reasons of better yield. It can be reasons of the subnet structures, or what the tokens on that particular area are meant to do. So if you're looking at IoTeX and you're looking at the true IoT devices, maybe you're going to do some emissions based on real world aspects. And as the different as you're firing up your UCAM and you want to earn some IoTeX for helping secure the blockchain over there, and you have a native token that's going to plug in with an actual device, well, you need to have some of your supply over there. And then, of course, maybe a good chunk of your liquidity is on Ethereum, and you want to ensure that a big portion of your community has eyes on your protocol, so you'll have some over there. And then, maybe you're looking to use Avalanche subnets and partition a portion of your population based on legal requirements. There's any number of reasons. Like, the different blockchains do different things very well, and so your token might be required to do different things on different blockchains well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting. IoTeX is now positioning ourselves as kind of the de facto hub for smart device data, real world data that's going to be eventually flowing freely to all these other blockchains, right? If there's supply chain kind of documentation on one chain and supply chain kind of telematics data from IoTeX, the combination of that is extremely powerful, right? Taking the best of both worlds. So as we look forward to kind of this data interoperability, what are your thoughts around the opportunities in that respect?
I mean, it's the seamlessness. I mean, I think that's where you're going to start to see bridging go, and something like a protocol and a blockchain like IoTeX happening is, I think you'll see rewards and blockchain information kind of seamlessly flow between blockchains, right? They'll pass off information from whether it be financial information or some kind of yield information, or I'm trying to think of a good example of like I think just bringing it up again because it was top of my mind. I was reading an article about Avalanche's like their legal offering, where you can do litigation of some form on chain. Well, maybe there'll be litigation on chain that's going to interrupt with some back end legal information from a device that's in a courtroom, and that device is being powered by IoTeX, but it's the on chain data might be Avalanche. Well, they still need to talk together. They still have to pass it back and forth. And I think the more seamless all the blockchains start playing together, the more powerful the total ecosystem becomes, outside of just chasing yield.
Absolutely. Personally at IoTeX, we've been talking to a lot of these other layer one chains and just experimenting with what we can really do. There's like a lot of Oracle providers that are already acting as kind of cross-chain data bridges in a way. API 3 and their Air node are comes to the top of the mind, where this data is now available across every chain, right? So very, very interesting to think about. But yeah, RelayChain,
privacy minded as well, right? So that's one of the best features of blockchain is it can happen quickly, but in a private and secure way.
Absolutely paramount, right? The Web3 revolution is here, and it's definitely multi-chain, right? So we're really excited to welcome RelayChain to the IoTeX network. I think we have some cool videos that we're planning with you guys, so there's gonna be another blast here. But until then, how can people learn more about RelayChain and get involved?
RelayChain.com. That's the quickest and easiest. You've been showing it this whole time. We have a great Telegram community as well. That's probably about 10,000 in our Telegram community. That's just t.me/RelayChain community. We have a Twitter as well, Relay_chain. What else do we have going on? I would say that we're real excited because we've today launched single-sided staking. So you stake your Relay token to earn the native gas tokens. So in our case, we've greenlit 3 chains right now. So you stake Relay and can earn AVAX, stake Relay and can earn Mover, stake Relay and can earn Matic. Soon, once as we start really pushing transactions through the IoTeX network, there's going to be a very near future where you're going to stake Relay and earn IoTeX. And that's, we intend on landing kind of those gas token emissions in all of our chains. And again, that kind of completes that full circle of interoperability.
Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. Well, so much to look forward to. Really excited to explore the possibilities with the cross-chain, just growing cross-chain ecosystem. So really excited to have you on today, Edmund. You heard him. Go check out RelayChain.com, join the Telegram group, and test out the bridge. We love the bridge. So awesome. Hope you have a great day, Edmund.
Thanks, Larry. I really appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Good stuff. So that was RelayChain. Everyone go check out RelayChain.com. Just a new chapter for this kind of multi-chain future that we're talking about, right? All these layer ones are really finding their niche. Of course, IoTeX has been fully focused on, making the real world to digital world a reality. And very soon, I think you're already seeing the uptrend in people becoming aware of the opportunities that come with having real world data on chain. So we're just very excited to see that. We're going to move on to our next presenter, Adam from Pocket Network. So, Pocket Network is doing some really cool things in the RPC space, and excited to bring on Adam to chat and share everything to do with Pocket Network today. What's up, Adam? How's it going?
Hey, Larry. I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine. Yeah, we're doing great. We've been chatting a lot over the past few weeks, so it's really excited to welcome you and share more to the IoTeX community about how they can get involved with Pocket Network, how they can use Pocket Network if they're a DApp or a builder. But before we dive into that, start with a short intro about yourself and what you do at Pocket.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. Hey, everyone in the community. I'm Adam. I work with Pocket Network on the core team. My background is in more traditional tech and venture capital. I actually met the CEO of the core team, Mike, as an investment, potential investment, which we ended up passing on, which was a big miss at the time. But he kind of brought me down the crypto rabbit hole. I've been involved in a couple of projects since then, but I joined Pocket full time about 2 years ago, and it's been kind of history ever since. So I wear a couple different hats on the team, but primarily the one that matters for this particular conversation is I help run the business development team, and which does interesting and exciting integrations with projects like IoTeX. And it really allows us to bootstrap the network until it's kind of until the flywheel is really going. So it's an exciting time to be at Pocket Network. We're growing like weeds. We're integrating with a bunch of different chains. I'll get into what Pocket is in a second, but I'll stop there in case you want to drill me with any questions.
No, that's good. I just wanted to hear from your own words, your story. But, just as we see on the screen here, right? Web3 infrastructure the right way, decentralized. Instead of deploying to a single service provider, paying absurd fees for outages and leaked data, Pocket's trustless API protocol can route your requests to thousands of independent full nodes and available for all major blockchain networks. So it's really the who's who of these blockchains. Excited to see IoTeX on that list as well. But yeah, dive in. Tell us a little bit more about what Pocket Network does, what it is, and also why it matters. What's different about Pocket?
I'll start with the why, Larry, because that really matters to us. We started playing around with Ethereum in about 2016, and we found that most of the traffic was going through a couple single sources of failure. Basically, everyone, the grand notion was everyone's going to run their own node to just be a good citizen, be a good contributor to the Ethereum ecosystem, to any blockchain ecosystem. That's not necessarily panned out in the way that everyone kind of thought. So it's much easier just to say, I'm going to outsource that function. I don't want to manage our DevOps. I don't want to manage our own infrastructure. So we're just going to quickly plug into something like Infura and not to name names, but we're going to plug into a third-party service provider that just runs a whole bunch of nodes, and we'll just get to building. So we found that 60 to 80% of the traffic was running at the time through one single service provider named Infura. And so we went about trying to think what would decentralized infrastructure look like. And so we spent the next kind of few years building out Pocket Network, which is essentially a two-sided marketplace for applications or people doing read writes to the chain, and full nodes on the other side where you can get involved and run infrastructure and provide a service to applications, all governed by Pocket Network and the token POKT. So that's kind of why our mission is to basically decentralize the full stack of blockchain. And so if anywhere on the stack we can find weaknesses, there's an opportunity to fulfill that with a decentralized protocol. We just happen to sit at kind of the bottom of the stack there at kind of full node access.
Yeah, exactly. I think, the word Infura, is one of those things that everyone's heard before, but not everyone really understands, right? It's really important to understand, what is Infura and why is Pocket Network superior from your point of view?
Yeah. So Infura is a service provider which provides a great service to the community. It was instrumental in kind of bootstrapping the ecosystem. But basically, they're a centralized service provider that does nothing more than run full nodes for other people. And so when you think about blockchain nodes, you might think about that as a means to decentralize the ecosystem, obviously, various kind of copies of the ledger out there. They're a company that is in the business of, for a SaaS fee, running these full nodes on your behalf, so you can read and write to the chain. It's nothing more to it than that. And what they do is they just charge you a monthly fee, and you go on your way, and you get to building, or you get to using the service, and they just manage everything else, which is brilliant. And it is a necessary step in the evolution of blockchain. The problem is when you've got all that traffic going through one single source, all running on AWS or Google or Azure, you've got a major point of censorship, major point of failure that can kind of that can cause basically the ecosystem to come to a grinding halt. And so when you talk about Pocket Network, when we think about what decentralized infrastructure looks like, it means no single sources of failure and completely decentralized access and unstoppable access to infrastructure. So if AWS goes down, Pocket Network's going to be fine. If core team goes away, Pocket Network's going to be fine. There's just we have built up various tooling on top of Pocket Network to make it easy to use, but the core network is completely decentralized. We kind of stand on three main legs in that regard for like a value proposition of why we're better. We get rid of all recurring costs, so you stake Pocket in the network as an application or a user, and that's locks you in for a certain amount of bandwidth on the network for basically an infinite amount of time until the economics change. There's some nuance there which we can get into, but basically one stake, a certain amount of throughput. We're also more redundant than anyone else because it's really hard to take down our decentralized network of, it says 5,000 nodes. We're actually double that at this point in time. We're over 10,000 individual nodes on Pocket Network, serving about 23 or 24 different networks. So the website's a little bit behind. It's always changing. And finally, we're more private. So like if you're trying to protect your traffic against like data mining and people trying to figure out what you're doing, what we do is we route all of our relays or our requests through sessions. And this allows us to obfuscate what everyone's doing, because only only one node gets a part of the picture. So no one has a full picture of what's going on. They might just get little bits and pieces of the transactions or the reads and writes.
Absolutely. It's such an important piece, these RPC kind of calls, right? The reliability of them. A lot of the times, the apps that break in the crypto space, it doesn't really have to do with the app itself. It's more like the relays of the information, right? So not only having more reliable and private ways to do this, but also putting this into the hands of the community, right? These node operators that are making a pretty penny running nodes to serve traffic, not only to IoTeX, but to all of these different blockchains, right? From the perspective of a node operator, of a Pocket node operator, how do people get involved and what are the benefits of doing so?
Yeah, so Larry, thank you. You've really set me up. So the really interesting thing is the feedback loop that can happen within ecosystems themselves. So IoTeX being a good example of that. We've launched our service, we've launched our integration with IoTeX, and how you get involved is you basically run IoTeX nodes, and what you do is you pair it with a Pocket node, and you stake for that Pocket node, and that allows you to do work in the network. So Pocket Network pseudo randomly assigns you to sessions, which basically means that you have a fair chance of doing work. So everyone's got an equal opportunity to work, and you get put in a session with an application that could be someone requesting some information via MetaMask, that could be an application doing reads and writes. And then from there, every time you do work, you mint a little bit of Pocket, and that goes into your personal treasury there. And so you have to prove you've done the work, and then we confirm it, and then you get paid out. I've got a model I can show you just real quickly if we're not behind time, and I can kind of demonstrate what's going on in Pocket Network today and what's in it for node runners. So I'd encourage anyone with an inkling that they want to be involved in the Pocket Network ecosystem or the IoTeX ecosystem who already runs nodes to take a look at Pocket Network and think about pairing that alongside of a Pocket node so they can do work. And so because there's this unique relationship between amount of work on a various relay chain like IoTeX and the amount of rewards that happens, there's a really big opportunity to create a positive feedback loop between people using the network and people gaining from that use. So it's basically like applications doing business with machines, and it all happens behind the scenes, but people can make a real pretty penny kind of doing this. We can't talk, legally we don't talk about profits or anything like that, but you can talk about rewards and what that kind of means in dollars and cents. And to give you a sense for things, I've got a causal model here where I've laid out some very basic parameters just as kind of assumptions. I've got a couple scenarios, but basically maybe every time you do
a few times here so we can see these figures a little clearer. But this is very machine economy. There's very MachineFi related, right? Having your machines perform useful work on other people's behalf so that you as the owner of the machine get to have the rewards, not the profits, as you mentioned, right? So walk us through the model. It looks like some excellent rewards per day for just running these nodes, right?
Yeah, so it's really exciting right now. The node runners on Pocket Network are really doing well, and it kind of ranges like every time there's a new leap in the amount of work to do, there's kind of I'll call it alpha to be captured. So anytime we add a new network, it's a new opportunity to create a new ecosystem and a new little economy there. I'll kind of put this aside for a moment, just going to walk you through kind of the base inputs here. There's every time work is done on the network, like one relay, as we call it, is done, you get 0.01 POC per relay. 89% of that goes to node runners. This is rounded a little bit. But let's just say the IoTeX ecosystem sends anywhere from 2.5 to 5 million relays per day to Pocket Network. Node runners who support the chain are going to get an estimated amount of rewards per node, assuming about 500 Pocket nodes here, of anywhere from 51 to 81 POC per day. And if you kind of look at that in monthly terms, the equivalent here is anywhere from at current OTC prices of a couple $1,000s. I won't focus on that too much, but you're looking probably in the range of $2,000 per node you run per month. You can see the advantages of scaling your Pocket operation and supporting kind of various chains. We've done about, I think, 1.25 billion relays over the last week. So there's plenty of work to go around on the network. It's all very exciting. And if you run a number of Pocket nodes, you get this nice economies of scale because you can point multiple Pocket nodes to a single data node, for instance, IoTeX mainnet, and you can earn a pretty penny for doing that work. We're kind of a hybrid in the sense, like we're almost proof of work. We don't quite call ourselves that, but we're proof of work in the sense that you prove that you do work and you get rewarded for it.
Right.
Our consensus mechanism actually is proof of stake, but we'll leave that aside for now.
Absolutely. So what does it take to run a Pocket node? We see some great returns per month. Is it as easy as I can set up a node and just run it on my laptop, or how does that work overall?
Yeah. So we recommend that you run on bare metal servers. You can run in the cloud. We don't recommend that because obviously centralization concerns. But if you run on bare metal, like I've got a server right underneath me right here that's running nodes at the moment. And so you can basically build yourself a custom rig. My rig is probably, I think it cost me about 10 grand, and we'll host about 30 Pocket nodes, and we'll host a good number of blockchain nodes alongside of that. And that's I think awesome. I've got about 8 terabytes of storage here, but I could upgrade that to any amount higher than that. As far as like how hard it is, there's tools like Node Pilot, which is a community operation that is basically designed to make everything kind of GUI clickable. Like you can go in and run Pocket nodes and earn the sort of average Pocket rewards that you're seeing here for doing this work. If you're semi-technical, semi-DevOps, it's not that hard to run a Pocket node. Super lightweight client, only requires about 4 to 8 CPUs and about 8 gigs of RAM, and it's all very lightweight. But if running the data nodes and just making sure you're keeping up with the pace that IoTeX is running at right now with all its hard forks and upgrades, that's pretty much the only major challenge. So get yourself some hardware, learn how to run a node, not that hard, run a Pocket node, maybe even easier than running the data node, and stake your Pocket and start doing work. That's really all there is to it. Outside of that, on the application side or user side, using Pocket Network from an application or user side is really easy. I'll just quickly introduce the Pocket portal. I realize we're running over time a little bit. You can go to portal.pokt.network and sign up for your own application stake for as little as 3 clicks. We give you 1 million relays per day, which is plenty for anything that's kind of on the small to medium end. And you can basically go and you'll get a dashboard like this when you're done, and you'll be able to track all your stats. But creating an application is easy as signing in. I've skipped that process for speed, entering your app name, and then going down and let's go find IoTeX. And you select this and you click launch application, you're off to the races. Awesome. And we're actually staking a POCT in the background on your behalf for our free tier. So if you want to go and acquire your own Pocket and stake in the network, you can do that via CLI just like that.
That's awesome. It looks like a smooth onboarding process, and yeah, it just really does capture the MachineFi type of spirit, right? Using the devices and machines that you own, whether you're purchasing solely for the purpose of mining or providing services, or using the extra bandwidth that you have in order to monetize your machine assets, right? So really cool stuff. We're already seeing a lot of traffic being pumped through Pocket for IoTeX, providing more reliable RPC services. So, welcome to the IoTeX network. And for those that want to check out Pocket, whether you're a D app that wants to use Pocket to have more reliable RPC, or you want to be a node operator for Pocket and earn those great rewards that Adam kind of shared with us, check out Pocket at pocketnetwork.com. But however, sorry, POKT.network.
POKT,
so yeah, so how can people find out more about Pocket besides the website, Adam?
Yeah, Discord's where it's at. You can get on Telegram. The chat's a little more general there, but if you're hardcore, want to get involved with the project, want to run a node, check out our Discord. Link is on the bottom of the website. Hop into our Telegram. You can kind of get more generalized questions answered there. The community is very welcoming and very, very open and very excited to get new people involved. Again, the 10,000 node mark was a big one for us. We've done billions of relays in a week, and it's all very exciting right now. Go check us out. We'd be very happy to have you.
Awesome. Well, you heard him. Thank you so much for dropping by, Adam. And we're looking forward to even more things with Pocket Network. So definitely go check them out. Have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by.
Larry.
Awesome. So that was Pocket Network. Just providing reliable RPC services, kind of like a decentralized Infura for those that are familiar. Definitely go check them out. There's a lot of ways more and more ways to earn from the machines that we have, right? Whether it's a Pebble tracker that is, purposely for asset tracking, or it's the laptop that you have right now. There's other ways to mine, or it's kind of these, more mining GPU focused rigs that a lot of the validator ecosystem is very, very familiar with. So thanks again for Pocket Network for dropping by. Moving on to our last project of the day, really excited to welcome Parrot DeFi to the show. We got Joe from Parrot DeFi. I'm going to drop him in right here. How's it going, Joe?
Hello, Larry. You right?
Yeah, great to have you. Parrot DeFi has made a splash on IoTeX already. A new yield farm and working on a lot of other things like NFT marketplace even. So really bringing a suite of tooling and products to the IoTeX network. But we're going to dive in a lot into what Parrot is and what you guys do. But share a little bit about yourself first. Where do you come from and what do you do at Parrot?
Yeah, sure. Basically here at Parrot, I'm the CCO, the Chief Communication Officer. I run all the marketing stuff, and basically the team is a little bit shy and they're not very comfortable speaking publicly, so that's where I come handy. Here I am speaking about the project.
Yes, sir.
And basically my background, I started in the crypto space a couple of years ago. Before I was a filmmaker. I have a master's degree in filmmaking and arts. But when I discovered the crypto space, I was just mind blown and thought that, okay, that's a way. I just quit my freelance job and I've been fully focused on that. And a year ago, I started to work with these guys from Parrot DeFi. We are actually 7 friends. We are partners and we work physically in the same place and the same city, which makes things to work smoothly, And basically, we arrived to IoTeX we deployed first on Arbitrum, and then we deployed on IoTeX because of MCN Ventures. These guys told us about you. We've been really excited about future EVMs like you guys having like super cool stuff, and we don't like to play with big players. We prefer small networks like yours that have the potential to go bigger and bigger and bigger. And we've seen a massive growth, like meteoric growth on IoTeX in the last month. So super excited to be here. Don't know if you want to ask something, or should I start with the features we're developing?
No, for sure. We'll walk through some of the features of Parrot DeFi, but I think it's really interesting. There's nothing better than working with your friends on something that you're passionate with, right? So it's good to know that the team at Parrot is very tight knit. And you guys are all working towards the same goal. But tell us a little bit about the journey about launching on IoTeX, right? You have all these great credentials, listed on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, verified by VFAT and RugDoc. Shout out Bill from MCN Ventures. Thanks for connecting great projects like Parrot.
Bill was a guy. Bill saw potential on Arbitrum and recommended to launch here, and it was a real success. We
Yeah,
had
absolutely.
a big hit in the beginning. Right now, the TVL has been lowered a little bit, but it's something we're not really worried because we're just on the first stage of the project, and it's been actually been going up again. Next week we will have the NFTs. Our NFTs, we had some troubles with the designs. We didn't like it too much what we had until now, so we tried to rebrand it and rework on that. And for next week, finally, after 2 weeks of hard work, we will have it ready. We will have also multi rewards vaults, which will be super interesting for our users. They're they will not only get our native token as a reward, they will also have like MCN tokens. They will have some
Hmm.
IoTeX as well, USDC, USDT, and the APRs will look way better. And actually, our next feature that we would like to launch, it's a portfolio tracker that just to work with our platform, but we've seen that there is a real need for that for users. We decided that in Lisbon. We've been the past week in Lisbon in the Web3 Summit and the Solana Breaking Point, and it was
Hmm.
super constructive for us to be there to meet real people, not just to be working on Telegram. And it's harder to make relationships there in Lisbon. It was a whole different story. It opened our minds like, and that it created a massive impact in our lives and the way we conceive the crypto space. So we decided to talking with people and the guys from Harmony as well and guys from Velas. We realized that users like farmers and people who stake really need to platform to centralize or all their assets and to track it in just one platform, not be going tab to another, and it's a little bit messy sometimes. So we want to
Hmm.
create a portfolio tracker, and we want to do it like super user friendly and to have all the information related. You can see your performance on every farm, and we will see. We are right now super focused on that. We also have the DEX coming. We want to launch our
Hmm.
own DEX, and I think that would be super nice for IoTeX. So you will have more than one option. That's always great.
Yeah. No,
And
there's a lot of things to look forward to, right? And I think that, it's really nice to be in person, right? The IoTeX team has been here, flew everyone in the US at least into Silicon Valley for the week just to work. That sounds like
mhm.
your day-to-day life. You have the opportunity to work, in the same office with your same friends, but just meeting other people in person is so impactful, right? So definitely echo those comments. For those that are brand new to yield farming, right? How would you explain yield farming, and how do you explain the difference between Parrot DeFi and some other yield farms? Of course, the transparency with the portfolio tracker, expanding into other kind of avenues of tools, but general yield farming, how does this work? And what's different about Parrot?
Well, good question. Here at Parrot, what we've seen in so many networks like BSC or Polygon or those massified networks, generally the farms have a cycle of 1 week or even less. So they mint so many tokens, and the token price just go down, and the devs abandon the project, and that's all. I mean, we didn't want to do that. We expect the Parrot DeFi is a long project, long-term project, and our main goal is to do that DEX and that portfolio tracker. So we will provide a use case for the token. That's the main difference.
Mm-hmm.
We also
Absolutely.
we truly believed in the ecosystem so much in IoTeX that we saw that there was a lack of a faucet working, and we launched our own. It's actually somewhere in the website. I think it's the last tab or the one just before. And
Yeah, that's also an amazing, amazing thing. On
it's that one.
iotex.parrotdefi.com, the folks at Parrot DeFi have created an IoTeX faucet. So for all those that
Yeah,
are just getting started on IoTeX and need a little bit of gas, to get started, you can visit iotexfaucet.com, powered by Parrot DeFi. So really appreciate
yeah.
that piece.
Actually,
Yeah.
it was something that we truly needed because our users from our bedroom really we started to talk about launching on IoTeX, and everyone was like so excited, but they were like, "Oh, I don't have IoTeX to
Yeah.
start," and we were like, I was basically punching my developer asking him to make a faucet as soon as possible because we need like super quick. We were about to launch, and he got it ready in like 6 hours, I think.
That's
So
amazing. That's amazing.
that's the way we're committed to the network. I think we
the
so,
user
and-
experience side is so important, right? It's not only just having the best technology, but also caring about your users. This is a proof of caring, and proof of onboard. Like how would you describe your philosophy about user experience, right? Are you guys trying to introduce brand new people into the yield farming space, and also capturing some of the more seasoned yield farmers out there?
I think transparency is a key here, and we've shared in our documentation. We were yield farmers before we started to develop in our own farms because we were really disappointed with how yield farming works. So we shared our knowledge and recommended to everyone to how to farm efficiently, and try not to be like a Ponzi scheme where we say to our users, yeah, just buy this and never sell it, and I think there are smarter strategies, and we've never lied about it, and we've been always transparent. So we say to our users, just take profit, from your investment. That's more just sharing that information and coming from the development team and from the core team. It's more than 99.99 farms and yield farming platforms that are out there. Because we truly believe in our project. More features will come, so people will have reasons to hold our tokens, but they have to make money as well. So
Absolutely.
I think that defines really well how we are. And with our community, every platform we've launched, it's been like all our users from the platform before have come with us, and we've seen a massive growth. That's something that usually doesn't happen with other farms because, as I said, they basically disappear after a while. We've been live for almost 2 months now, and people are still having benefits. We've been able to mitigate the inflation. We are still fighting it. We have a couple of cool features to burn tokens, like the incubator, which is our second token. And to get this new token, you have to burn 2 original tokens. Also for the NFTs, we are not going to make any benefit from it, like 0%. It will be fully for burning. So we can help the price to be stable, and to not to go down. It's not, for us, it's not about making money. There are way more profitable ways to work, and people can see that our fees are low, and we truly, we never sell the tokens we have. We are using them for partnerships and everything. We truly believe in DeFi and decentralized finance. So we want to provide real tools. We are real news on this space, but we are working super hard. So hopefully very soon we will be able to provide more features, and people, our community is not going to abandon us. Like in our Telegram group, people are really excited with us and they support us a lot. So we are a small team. We don't have the best technology, but we are honest people. Like that's all I can say.
That's so important. A lot of these yield farms, some successful, some not, right, are launching just completely anonymous, right? Even coming on and showing your face here, it just makes it, for me, if I was looking for a new yield farm, it makes me feel a lot more trustworthy, right? And everything you said earlier, it's really about, you're not trying to, one and done your community. You're trying to get them along for the long ride, right? So
of course,
as
we
more
want to add
things come out.
We want to add value to the ecosystem, and we don't have anything to hide. So that's why my face is here. I'm not like, in the beginning, we KYC with MCN, and with time, I've been able to show my face and say like, hey, there's nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
I understand that some people prefer to stay anonymous, but for me, it's like, really, I don't have anything to hide. Like people can reach me out, and I'll be here. I will answer all the questions, and that's pretty much all.
Absolutely. Sometimes I wish I could go back and be a non, but a little too late for that these days. But no, it's really, really great. I think, so you mentioned your Telegram group, right? So outside of IoTeX.ParrotDeFi.com, I'm sure it has all the links to the social media channels. But if people want to get in touch directly with you or with the Parrot team, or, how do people get started with Parrot? What's the best way?
I think the best way is starting with our Telegram. We actually hired 2 moderators for the times when we are out to have all the different time zones covered. Our two guys are doing an excellent job, and we started yesterday with our first video, Ama, like we're doing here, but more with our users, more a casual conversation, and we are transparent our how development is working. We told our guys what we've been doing in Lisbon and what the marketing plans are and all that. And I think the Telegram is the best starting point. From there, you can reach out, and if any user has any problem with yield farming, like with want to start something, we provide full support for real newbies. Like we really want to help people with that. So I think our Telegram is the best way to start.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. Well, you heard Joe, go check out the Parrot DeFi website and the Telegram and just, get on board with the community. And no, Joe, thank you so much for taking the time today and
Thank
sharing
you
your
so much.
project with the IoTeX community. Any final words for the community?
Yeah, I would love to see an event from IoTeX in the real world. Of course, I will prefer somewhere in Europe so we can go and meet each other. But like, I highly recommend to people, I encourage them to go to crypto events and meet real people. It's really nice to be able to talk about the space in real life with a beer or a Coke or something. It's really
Exactly.
life changing. So if you guys
Yeah, I
ever
mean,
do an event, I just
Yeah, so I
wanted
was
to
just
say
saying,
that if you do
Yeah.
an event at some point, just give us a call. We will be there for sure, and we will try to support you as much as we can.
100%. It's in the plans already for 2022. We want to hold an IoTeX summit, not just in one place, but multiple places. And yeah, I just saw the photos from Solana Breakpoint, right? It's just like, it looks like a fantasy land. So we really want to replicate some of that as well. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. And more conferences to be had around the world, right? Really good to see the world open back up, and you don't really know what you're missing until you go back into these real world settings and just shoot the shit with people and just align ideologically. It's great to just be part of the crypto ecosystem that's growing more and more and more. So definitely share those sentiments. So yeah, we will definitely have that conference next year. But Joe, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Larry. Have a good time.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.
See you later. Awesome, guys. So that is our ecosystem spotlight for today. We went through some great projects: RelayChain, Pocket Network, and Parrot DeFi. I encourage you guys to check out all of them. Just a few of the projects that are onboarding onto IoTeX every week, right? Where there's a constant flow of new projects that are coming on. Earlier this week, we announced a partnership with Ethereum push notification service that's going to really expand what's possible with Pebble Tracker and all this data that we're collecting. Sometimes notifications are a use case and DApp in itself. We have Place War. They're a brand new play to earn game with kind of a creator economy built into it. They're launching on IoTeX soon. We made that announcement. And yeah, just across the board, initiatives with Mobi, initiatives with Industry IoT Consortium. Last week, Chainlink had mentioned that we're next to be adding their oracles to IoTeX mainnet, and that is can't tell you guys enough, that is gonna unlock a lot of brand new projects that need those Chainlink oracles to reliably build lending, borrowing, stable coins, all these kind of things. So the puzzle pieces are certainly coming together right before our very eyes. A lot of brand new traffic here. It's really amazing to see this chat too, by the way. Shout out Korea. You guys are super active in this chat right now. We love Korea. And we've been there a couple of times for Korea Blockchain Week. And as the world opens back up, we will definitely be back to share our progress there. But it's great. It's really, really amazing to see the ecosystem grow. A lot of the times people, I can't tell you how many messages I received this week about, hey, your price is pumping, but that's not what we're doing here, right? The price, inevitably down the road, in retrospect, that's all going to be inevitable, right? But for me, being on the IoTeX team for 4 years and seeing just the recognition of what we're doing as important means the entire world to the entire team, right? And we couldn't stop talking about that during the kind of this work week that we had here in Silicon Valley. So I'm the last one in this house. I got to go clean up a little bit. But really appreciate you guys all for tuning in. We're going to do this again in 2 weeks, and we'll have a member of Moby. We're going to be talking to Moby about how Pebble Tracker is being used in Trusted Trip and some dealership origination use cases. We are going to have a number of other projects really showcasing different aspects of what's being built on IoTeX, right? And we're trending towards 3 or 4 or 5 dApps on IoTeX that are brand new each week. And just to recap again, the kind of announcement that's coming next week, we're really going to share our overall vision for this next phase of IoTeX 2.0, the rise of MachineFi, really are starting our journey to make this real world to metaverse digital world a reality. So IoTeX being the bridge and the source of trusted information for the entire crypto economy. So with that, thank you guys as always for joining, and we will see you guys very soon. I'm going to leave you guys with some intro videos to IoTeX, but I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.
Our world is powered by billions of smart devices that generate an incredible amount of data and value. This phenomenon is called the Internet of Things, or IoT. From smart homes and wearables to connected vehicles and renewable energy, the IoT is impacting everyone and everything. But today, the multi-trillion-dollar IoT industry is owned by centralized corporations that control our devices, mine our data, and earn huge profits with no value returned to users. IoTeX is here to change the status quo and build a future that empowers users, not corporations. We envision a world where everyday people can own and control their devices, as well as the data and value they generate. A vision we call the Internet of Trusted Things. By connecting the physical and digital worlds, IoTeX allows us to secure the data from billions of smart devices and extract value from it with next-gen dApps. Join IoTeX as we democratize access to the new machine economy and return power to the people. IoTeX is more than just a blockchain. It's a full-stack platform that enables trusted data from trusted devices for use in trusted applications. The IoTeX platform combines innovations in blockchain, identity, oracles, and hardware to make real-world data available to blockchain dApps for the first time. Secure hardware captures and signs real-world data that anyone can verify and trust. Real-world data oracles bring this verifiable data to the blockchain in a trusted manner. Decentralized identity enables humans and devices to own their data as digital assets. And blockchain enables users to earn and trade digital assets across the ecosystem of IoTeX dApps. The IoTeX blockchain is lightning fast and EVM compatible, allowing builders to port over Solidity-based dApps and tokens in minutes and enjoy ultra-low fees and 5-second block times with instant finality. Governed by a global network of delegates, IoTeX is the trusted and decentralized foundation to power your next big idea. The IoTeX network is home to an ecosystem of dApps, tokens, and services that connect the physical and digital worlds. By bringing real-world data to blockchain, IoTeX enables an entirely new category of use cases where users can earn digital assets based on their real-world data and actions. All types of machines can be registered to IoTeX and deliver facts about the real world. The IoTeX network is home to an ecosystem of dApps, tokens, and services that connect the physical and digital worlds. By bringing real-world data to blockchain, IoTeX enables an entirely new category of use cases where users can earn digital assets based on their real-world data and actions. All types of machines can be registered to IoTeX and deliver facts about the real world to the blockchain, a concept we call proof of anything. From proof of activity to fuel decentralized healthcare, to proof of safety to settle insurance contracts, to proof of green energy to fuel renewable energy marketplaces. Real-world data will change everything for blockchain and spark a new era of innovation on IoTeX. With IoTeX, we can unlock liquidity for real-world assets and create brand new digital assets that will flow freely across our network of on-chain applications, information markets, and mining farms. And thanks to cross-chain bridges to Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and other top blockchains, our digital assets will interoperate with the blockchain universe for endless possibilities. Join our global community of pioneers and help shape the future decentralized economy. Welcome to IoTeX.